Hello guys, my nickname is Lost and today I'd like to explain the mechanics behind doing a 4-gate push. 4-gate push turned out to be one of the strongest strategies a pro uses, and today I'd like to review a video about that. We have Starcraft2 on the top right as the red pro does, and we have Price on the bottom left as the blue pro does. Starcraft2 is basically me. I'm playing this game on behalf of a friend's account, and today I'd like to tell you, or actually give you tips how to do a successful 4-gate push. Let me tell you something about myself as well. I'm basically in love with RES games. I have experience with Warcraft 3 and Starcraft 2 as well. I've played for a while, so I hope I'll be able to give you some valuable comments. So we have a scout to the closest rush distance, and we have a pylon on 9, and of course pumping out probes. My advice is not to chrono boost before the first pylon's ready, simply because that means that you're somehow behind. You also chrono boost your probes until 12 and then build a gateway on 12 actually, but I saw that my opponent do that on 13, which is good. I mean, he's having his economy up. He's basically he should have a little bit more income than me, but he's behind on the tech researching, definitely. We both found ourselves, and my advice is, when you're playing against Protoss, keep your pro in his base as much as possible. I mean, he doesn't have a unit to chase a probe away, so there's no reason for you to retreat. You can see if he's doing a 4-gate, or if he gets a second gas, that means he's going for a different tech, maybe a robotics or a Stargate. So I'd like to pause the game here and explain something. You see that my opponent is going something really standard. He has his pylon, gateway, gas, and now he's doing his second pylon in order to continue pumping out probes. But when you're doing a 4-gate, a good thing to do is actually do the cybernetics core right after your gateway is finished. This way you get the upgrade really fast, and if you're careful, you can still have your economy going. You see, we have the exact same number of workers, but I'm having my tech structures much faster than him. You're putting your cybernetics and then you're continuing off with your pylon and whatever you're doing. My opponent is not doing a really good job. He's slow in that sense. I mean, he's still a Master League player, but he's not like the top of the top. So I'm doing what I said, keeping the probe inside, not letting it getting a lot of hits from the other probes, and I'll try to chase his probe away, of course. He started getting his gas, and he needs 100 when his cybernetics core finished, at least, in order to get the upgrade and a stalker. And of course, chrono boost that upgrade, because it's one of the slowest upgrades in the game in order to finish. And yeah, basically stick around the map, have a little map control, be aware of what he's doing. Now I'm putting my zealot after his probe, because I'm supposing, I'm not sure, but I'm supposing that he clicked on this probe and not forgot about it, but didn't care. So I'm gonna return this probe and leaving the one getting some hits from the zealot. It dies instantly. Now on 24 I'm getting the other 3 gateways, and basically I'll start pushing out. Another thing I want to say is that when you start cutting off probes on 22, that means that you have 20 probes and a zealot, which is to limit, to full. So then you also have limit for 2 more stalkers. As you see, I have 1 out and I still have the resources for 1 more. That basically allows you to get the map control and scout but in this case I'm not doing it because I scouted my opponent. I know what he's doing. So you can put your units in the middle and start thinking of where to put your proxy pylon. Of course, better, the closer the better, but if you put it here or here, you're basically being exposed. And if he has two stalkers and a zealot, it's anyone's game. You need to make sure that you play aggressively, but yet you're not risking anything. So I'm waiting for my second stalker, and as you can see, the timing between the upgrade and the other gateways is almost perfect. So I'm almost ready to push out the stalkers out, and I'm making all the gateways into warp gates. At the same time, for my opponent, as he was a little bit slow with his buildings, he's not ready yet. Warping 4 stalkers, moving out, putting the pylon here and here in order to be able to warp units up. But here I did a little mistake. As you can see, I need to move in with my units first, then put the pylon, but the probe's going really fast. So let's see what happens. Oh, probe dies, which is a big problem. And basically, if he had his sentry earlier and was able to put force field here, I would be in a much bigger trouble. But thankfully, he was slow with his buildings and he didn't have enough units on time. So the pylon finishes, quickly working for the zealots in, and now my opponent is in a big trouble. He's a little bit behind in army. As you can see, 4 stalkers versus 4 stalkers and 4 zealots, and I basically kill the first building I see. If there's a pylon, it's even better. But I like this game in the sense that buildings die really fast even to low tier units. So now my opponent is basically trapped, nowhere to go. No zealots, they're dead. I have much bigger stalker advantage, and you can basically focus the stalkers and the game's yours. So I hope I gave you some valuable advices on how to do a really good 4-gate push. This is still my first video, so I think I'll submit another one explaining how to stop a 4-gate, because that one's even trickier. So I hope I'll submit that video in the coming week. And thanks a lot. Lost signing out.